Welcome to the Tolleson-Mack. As you can see, we aren't at the MGM. We aren't in the Buckle Bunny room. And where we're at, we're sitting at the bar in the South Point. But I got a couple of my heroes sitting here with me, the Carrillo brothers. And if you're any kind of fan of rodeo, you know who these guys are. Caesar, what do you know about these guys?
Man, like you said, they were my heroes when I was a kid, just because Hispanic and stuff, and you guys were doing your deal and the bull riding. And then I got a little older and started rodeoing, and then I heard you guys were roping quite a bit. And I went to a donkey roping over there at y'all's place.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, but that was fun, man. Great setup.
Yeah. Why don't you give the viewers at home, because we always joke we're from the 1900s, and so maybe some of the viewers at home may not know exactly all about you guys. So maybe a little run of the accolade. First time you guys made it to the finals. We'll start there.
The national finals or the PBR finals?
Yeah, talk us through it.
Gosh, well, Gilbert made right out of high school. Gilbert made the national finals back in 92. I was 16th in the world, didn't make it that year, and life changing. I mean, it was nothing for us to leave Odessa, Texas, because we went to college here, same like Jim and Ty, to drive up to Canada and spend a couple weeks up there. At 18 years old.
That's pretty cool.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, the dream.
And
what'd you guys go in?
We had a Cutlass Sierra.
Cutlass Sierra.
Yeah, that Gilbert and I bought as a partnership. Bought a little car, and that's what we rodeo out of from seniors to high school to the national finals our first year. That's what we rodeoed out of. And then after that, then we bought vans and stuff. And then, I mean, it's life changed for us because, one, we were always consistent on winning as far as bull riding. And then once we started picking up really good sponsors, then it was just icing on the cake. Not many people have the sponsorships that we had. I mean, between the sponsorships just alone, I mean, we made about $300,000 a year in endorsements, and then what we earned riding bulls as far as winnings was icing on the cake.
So how back then were the sponsors? I mean, because back then there wasn't this social media and there wasn't all this stuff and everything going on. So who was one of your big sponsors back then?
I mean,
maybe one of the biggest.
Anheuser-Busch and Carhartt.
Okay, so Anheuser-Busch and Carhartt. With no social media, back in them days, how did Anheuser-Busch and Carhartt get their money out of you boys?
So, Anheuser-Busch did Bud Light did a national commercial with Gilbert and I.
Okay.
That the PBR used. Oh. And if Gilbert and I knew how to speak Spanish at that time, then our endorsements would have been even greater.
Really?
Because there's in some areas of California, they would, when they showed that commercial, they would do a voiceover with Gilbert and I speaking Spanish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But it was, yes. Then we also, Bruce Foods, Goodmark Foods was another sponsor of us, and we did our Casa Fiesta commercials with them. We did a lot of commercials and movie skits and stuff like that.
I meet a lot of guys rodeo, and obviously doing this podcast, hanging out with 9-Time over here, and we I don't think I've got as many calls as when I started saying, man, I'm talking to Gilbert Carrillo right now. I'm going to get him on the podcast before we leave Vegas. I'm going to get him and his brother and all them guys at home that work for me. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. And then I told them, I said, hey, I'm headed up to the bar at South Point to interview them boys. Oh, shit. Let us know. Send us a picture. I mean, you guys are so over so many generations still. I mean, you say the Carrillo brothers, and I mean that especially the bull rider guy like me, I mean that means a lot. And Caesar, he's a bull rider at heart.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I love it.
So we've been rode bulls for 22 years nonstop, and it seems like yesterday. 22 years, that's a long time.
Oh man.
Okay.
And now where we are at now, Adam, so we rode bulls. We're PBR founding members of the PBR. We founded the PBR. PRSA card holders for years. And what we did with our winnings, everybody goes, man, you know, what you guys doing now? They see me, I rope a lot.
Yeah.
We both do. Adam started an oilfield company called Cowboy Oilfield Service. They're doing very, very well. I have a business there in Stephenville, with Caesar's being 4 Seas Rodeo Ranch. But at that time, I was putting on a lot of ropings. My wife and I, Julie, I lost my wife to cancer. It's been about 6 years now.
I remember
And,
that on Facebook. I've seen that.
So we started that. Then now I moved on. What can we do to keep, you know, entrepreneurs to another business? So the 4 Seas Rodeo Ranch, I ended up putting an RV park, equestrian center and stuff. I have 60 stalls, indoor facility and outdoor facility.
And that's right there at Stephenville.
Right there in Stephenville.
Okay.
And I'm 100% full. It's just like a country club. If you live there at the 4 Seas, you get the opportunity to have cattle, calves. If you're
You get all the amenities,
Get
like
all the amenities.
like a cowboy country club, like you said, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
And for a cheap price, it's not very high. For a 50 amp, it's $550. For a 30 amp, it's $500. And you get all
That's
these
real
amenities.
cheap.
Just treat it like it's yours. That's
Yeah.
all I ask. Is treat it like it's yours. I got different pastures to bring up cattle in. Once you live there long enough, and we do have a lot of college kids that live there that are good people that live in their horse trailers, or they have an RV and then also a horse trailer because they're always coming and going, barrel racers. We also do day use. We do monthly rates, day use rates, and then a weekly rate.
Okay.
But anybody that comes to the 4 Seas can rope. We got calves and everything. My manager keeps the arena groomed 24/7, 2 to 3 times a day. Depends on who's using the arena. One day all the team ropers or calf ropers are still grooming it, because then you got the barrel racers want to come in and then working new horses, going to pole bendings, you know, just rodeo. So it works out very, very well.
But you're saying you're 100% full
Right now, yes.
right now. So if we are going through there, say me, Caesar, and Brandon are going somewhere else, and we want to swing in there,
I got day use.
day use.
Yes.
I guess that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Can we come in there, hang out, rope, do whatever we want to do
Yeah.
with you guys, and then go on?
Oh, yeah.
But you got some full-time guys, which you're saying 100% full is your
Correct.
full-time guys. But guys going through, they
I
got
have
some.
10 apartments. I got a laundry
sweet.
mat. I have men and women's showers. I have everything that you need that you want at your own house.
Yeah.
So people can stay there for a while and then they move on. Like right now, before the NFR was coming, everybody would lay over there at the 4 Seas, practice a little bit, train their horses, and then come up here.
Kind of tune on them a little bit.
Yep.
Okay.
And then now we go back to Adam and his business, and it's
Yeah, what's the Cowboy Oilfield Service all about?
Cowboy Oilfield Services, I started it about, I want to say right when I retired from riding bulls.
he has a lot more money than I do.
I got in the oil field, you know, what cowboy does not know how to build and know how to weld, right? And
True.
at the end of the day, that's how we started. Did a lot of work. I was a subcontractor for a lot of big companies in the Barnett Shale, oil and gas in Fort Worth area. And then from there, when the Barnett Shale slowed down, then I started working in South Texas. Then went to work for a company called Supreme Specialties out of Louisiana. And Freddie Annalise is the one who got my feet wet with them. And I was thinking to myself, I'm making these guys about $5 million a month. This is something I can do myself. So then I started my own company.
That's that entrepreneur you're talking about.
Right? Gilbert and I were 19 years old when we bought our first franchise in Stephenville. Had it for 2 years, and then we ended up selling it. It was called Mailboxes, etc.
Oh, yeah.
And then the UPS store bought them.
Sweet.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a really, really big learning experience for us. Our first, I mean, we've had properties and stuff that we bought, but that was a real big learning experience for us. As far as the oil and gas industry, so I started this. ConocoPhillips really got my back on this, on my company Cowboy. So we started it. And they said, I want you to help us design a unit that can separate gas, sand, and fluids. I said, okay. So then through trial and error, 8 years, it took me 8 years to come up with this, 9 years, come up with this piece of equipment we call the Cowboy Sandbuster. And this is a unit that'll separate gas, separate oil and sand or fluids on the drill outside.
Okay.
And we can flare gas or we can vent. It doesn't matter. It depends on what the operator wants. And with that being said, I partnered up with Lozoya companies. And once I did that, we went from 35 employees to 150 employees. And my goal right now is to be the biggest solids control and chemical mixing plant company in the state of Texas. And I'm hoping slowly but surely we're getting there. By next year, we will be the biggest oil and gas solids control company.
I love it. I love it. And I love the pride that everybody takes in the state of Texas. He didn't say the biggest in the U.S. because he doesn't give a shit. He just wants to be the biggest in Texas. You know what I mean? Everybody from Texas has got that Texas pride, bro. It just,
all that, what we're talking about, that's our careers, from our bull riding careers to our rodeo career. That's what got us to where we're at now.
so did that rodeo career, you guys think, kind of school you along that train of thought of you know, we talk about these guys all the time. You know, these guys are doing their job. It looks like fun to a lot of people, you know, but some, like these guys, they're going down the road doing their job. You guys were going down the road doing your job. You were basically entrepreneurs, you know, and you had it in your hand, so to speak.
It's honestly any great entrepreneur or businessman or athlete is no matter what happens, they're not going to lose. They're not going to fail.
Yeah, don't
And,
quit.
I mean, you're gonna have your failures, and what I mean by you're not gonna fail, it means all right. So you take a setback, but it doesn't mean you strap on your chin strap even tighter and press on.
Yeah.
And it took us that, you know, from Gilbert had a life-threatening injury, several of them, in the sport of bull riding. Did he quit? No. Did he bust an egg? Maybe towards the end of his career, yes. But that's why Cody Lambert came up with the flight jackets. When we were in Edmonton, Alberta, Gilbert got stepped on in the belly and severed his pancreas and spleen. And this is when we didn't have the vests.
Man.
And Cody,
When
then,
men were men.
yeah, right? Or we're just crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
a little of both, I think.
Yeah.
A little of both.
I remember when Cody first came out with the vest, it was like, lots of guys, oh, I'm a cowboy, I'm tough. No, you're just stupid.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes you have to face the fact that, you know what? You have to change. Times have to change. Sometimes it's not for the best, but sometimes it is.
Well, let's talk about that. What about the helmets? What do you guys think about them?
They're excellent. I had to wear a helmet. I've had one of my careers, I hate to say it, I had 11 concussions in 3 years. And I'm not talking about just getting hit. I'm talking about
Ty Hamilton laid out.
old chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, doing the chicken there.
Yeah.
Right? I broke my neck. I had real bad. I learned how to walk again and do all that stuff. C5 and C6 I crushed in Nashville and had to work on that. They worked on that. I was back in riding in 3 months.
Man.
A lot of people wouldn't do that.
No.
You know, they're all, oh, we're going to do this. You know, I'm not saying I wasn't a quitter, but was it stupid? I don't know. I just knew that's what I needed to do.
Yeah.
We're going to the finals, and I remember Dr. Dr. Dossett, he was the one who works on all the professional pro athletes, football players, on their neck injuries. And he did my surgery, and Rocket Ishmael was in the room down from me, and he broke his neck when he was playing with the Dallas Cowboys, and he was crying and oh, it's me. I'm like, oh, dang, what's wrong with this dude? You know, he's a professional football player. I'm a little guy.
Yeah.
You know, and they did all that, and I remember I had 3 weeks, and I'm riding one of my horses, which they said, stay off the horse, Gilbert, you can't do anything. Well, I'm not one to just stay off, you know. So I'm on a young colt there in the arena, and my wife, Julie, she goes, what are you doing? She goes, I got to get out. I can't stand this. So I'm trying to work out. They said, you can only lift so much weight. You only can do this. Well, I'm trying to do that, but I can heal myself faster. So I just go out on my horse. I'm riding it. My horse folds up, flips over on top of me.
Oh.
I have a brace, and she saw all this. She gets so upset. She goes, you're going to kill yourself. Stop this. Well, that next week, we went to the doctor's office to see if he would release me to go ride. he throws up the x-rays on the screen there, and I start crying. And I'm like, it's not healed. There's no bone in here, right? It's just clear as day. And right there, I'm like, I'm not riding at PBR finals. I'm done. That's a setback. And he goes, there's enough in there that you should be okay.
That's a doctor right there.
I was so tickled to death, and I won. Ended up winning 2 rounds at the PBR finals. My first bull freaking waylaid me. It was terrible because it looked real bad.
Yeah.
A bull from Alex Nagarad, a wolf, werewolf, and he kicks me, jerks me down. I swear I rode the bull, but they said I slapped him. Back then they didn't have a replay.
Yeah.
Throws me out the back door, and he kicks me in midair like a bronc, like a horse. So this bull bucked like a freaking horse. And threw me off, and everybody runs down there because it kind of dazed me. And they said, I don't know, you got everybody, if you hit your head, you're going to say it's a concussion, right?
Right.
You just can't do that. And guess what? I ended up riding the next 2 bulls, winning both rounds, the next 2 rounds, and winning over 60,000 there at the PBR finals that year. And
made your neck feel a whole lot better.
life's good. Well, that's what we did. We thrived it, and then, it was terrible. I rode 2 bulls that never been rode that year too. There at the finals.
So was there ever a time you guys traveling together as brothers where one of you looked at the other one and said, man, you should probably give it a little break? You know what I mean? Or you need to take a couple days off? Or, I mean, I highly doubt that the answer to that question is going to be yes.
We can say it now. He rode my bulls, I rode his bulls. Who knew?
Right, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I mean,
We did it in high school and we did it in pro rodeo.
Beautiful.
times like there when you guys were in high school, right?
We may or may not have that same thing going on with a goalkeeper on my daughter's soccer team.
Right?
When y'all were 18 and kind of 17, 18 right there, wanting to go pro right there, you guys probably needed each other to every now and again when you go on a cold streak right there to maybe throw the money in the hat, and we're gonna load up, we're gonna go together.
Oh, we shared everything.
Yeah.
Adam and I, we kept everything in one
team here.
account. Yeah.
At one time, we still help each other out with whatever he needs.
Yeah.
I got his back, he's got mine, and it's crazy where life takes us.
Which one's older, real quick?
Gilbert's 5
I'm 5
minutes.
minutes.
You're 5 minutes older.
5 minutes.
5 minutes older.
Yeah.
Does he throw that around at you a lot?
No.
I'm the older
God
brother.
damn it, I'm older. You're going to listen to me.
Listen to me. I'm the older here.
It's crazy but at the end of the day, we don't live in the past anymore. I mean, right when we both got our rings of honor in the PBR, I'm done. I'm in the oil field now.
Yeah.
That's why everybody goes, don't you miss it? Don't you do this? Sure I do. But what it is, it's the competitiveness. But but instead of it being in the rodeo arena, it's about business.
Yeah.
I'm out to beat everybody else that does the same thing as me. And with the people and the equipment I have, we're doing it right now.
I love that. I love that attitude, man. I think you're 100% right. It doesn't matter if it's bull riding or oil field services or 4Cs. You're out to be the best. You know what I mean? And I think that's great. Do you guys watch the PBR? I mean, from time to time, do you guys see it?
We watch. It's yes and no, because all the guys that when I was getting ready to retire, or when we quit and we're done, there's a lot of younger kids that rodeoed in the same era as us, and JB Mooney's the last one.
Oh.
And when he retired, I don't care to watch it like because now we rope.
Yeah.
Now when it comes to roping, I watch the team roping all day long.
All day long. Love it.
That's why I love them.
What do you guys think about the teams thing they're doing in the PBR? That's a big hot
I
topic.
think it's
nowadays.
fun. I think it's exciting because it changes the pace of what's going on.
Y'all were the original team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were the original team.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when Gilbert and I and Ty and Tuff and Jim and Clint Bronger had our limousines and taking us to the rodeos. or taking us to the airport or picking us up and taking us, to wherever we needed to go. And everybody always would ask Gilbert and I, can I catch a ride with you guys? Can I catch a ride with you guys? And I'd look over and I'd say, ask Ty. He already said no, and I go, well, then it means no.
That means no then.
Yeah.
So, you guys are kind of slid over here into the team roping world. I follow you both on Facebook, have for a long time. What do you think about this? I mean, this atmosphere, this World Series, some buddies of ours win $400,000 the other day.
Yeah.
It just wild.
I've seen him. I first met the kid,
Carvajal.
what's his first name? No, one yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday's event.
Mhm.
Okay, it was, he won the number 9.5.
Put you on the spot right now.
17 in 2019, he won the event again.
Yeah.
I won it back then.
Yeah, he's won it back
And
to
I was
back.
in Arizona, and Adam and I stayed at a friend of ours' house. Her name's Deb Smith. And we stayed over there at her house, and she was real good friends with them. Those kids worked for her a little bit, or kept horses there. And he ends up winning the event. I'm like, man, that's badass.
You talking about Lorenzo or
Lorenzo. Yes, Lorenzo.
That's what I thought
Lorenzo
you were
and
talking
his
about.
dad won the event yesterday, 400,000.
Yeah,
That's wild,
Right,
man.
200,000.
He was riding a Colt.
yeah.
That's
The
amazing.
first year he won it, he was riding a Colt.
That's awesome.
Man, and all these guys always say, these horses are so expensive. These horses are so. That dude left here in the last 3 years. Call it. That dude's left here with over $500,000.
Yeah.
Now, I just talked to little Mike outside, his dad, and little Mike in the last week's won 60, and it's cost him 20 or 30 to win the 60. But in a week, that's still a damn good week.
It's gambling.
real good.
You're out here gambling in Vegas, baby.
Yeah, this is Vegas. This is where a lot of
Viva.
money's to be won.
Yeah.
That's how you take care of yourself. All these guys with their horses, every horse here, there's a lot of
Beautiful.
money. Yes.
So you guys have gotten to the bull business, right? And kind of the breeding, right? Do you have a horse, kind of style of horses y'all like?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. The little horse that I got right now, I got a heel horse and a head horse. My head horse I call him Dozer. And a friend of ours, I lost 2 horses that were real good, and I was not really looking for another good horse. And then a friend of ours, works with Adam, showed me pictures of this horse. Tried the horse, ran 10 steers, me and him clicked. I've won a lot of money off of him.
What's he bred like? You got, the bloodlines on him?
I really don't have bloodlines on him. They said that he had papers, but this horse is freaking awesome.
You don't ride papers. You ride-
Right.
Well, that's
Correct.
what Derek was telling us. So Caesar and Derek, they were the team for everybody to watch for long. It was just fun to watch them. So, yesterday was the day before yesterday. Yesterday morning, Derek came on, and Derek even says in our podcast, "I hate doing podcasts. I hate it."
He's fun to do.
But we got him trapped because our room over there where I was telling you guys to come, our room's here and his room's right next door to it. So we had him trapped and we had Caesar. So we just put him and Caesar at a table by themselves, and it was like, we should call it the Tailgate Chronicles or something, like, you know what I mean? Because they were just sitting there bullshitting. And something really hit me that Derek said about riding horses, because we rope and stuff. He says, find one that helps you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Find a horse that helps you.
One that feels good. Man.
Just got the good feel, and he's working for you, and you guys are working together as a team, and you're doing the job, I just really think that stuck.
You can have the best. This is my opinion. I've had several ugly ducklings.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm not gonna say they're goats, but if you saw the horse, big clopper-headed, kind of not the best conformation and stuff, but I took care of them, TLC, and that horse will go whip everybody else's ass.
And stay sound.
Yes.
Stay sound.
You
Go
can,
through a barbed wire fence and
you
don't
can
matter.
build a pin of barbed wire and he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's no
Then you
dummy.
spend $100,000 on a horse. That's something that's all cut up and
And some bitch will trip coming out the trailer.
In a box stall. That's where he hurt himself too. Like what?
Yeah, padded box.
Yeah, a padded box stall.
But this, the team roping and World Series has gotten more people involved in the rodeo industry, I think, Western industry. Here's a good example. So my partner, he's here. I invited the family up here, and they flew up here. the Lozoyas from Midland. And now he's telling me, I'm going to buy the property next to mine that's already got an indoor arena. I'm going to buy horses for everybody. And I'm like, all right. I said, but you know what? You see what happened to that guy just a minute ago? We ain't getting those guys. I said, they're all going to be dead as broke, gentle as horses.
You rode stuff the buck back in the day. You like the ones that spin around now and slide, you know?
They're just smooth, man. You like the smooth.
But he brought, like Adam said, everybody that's not a cowboy. You don't have to have a ranch. You have to work cattle and do all that stuff. Just want to come and rope.
Right.
And they learn from these guys. Mm-hmm. They learn from a lot of other guys teaching them, and as long as they got a smile on their face, man, you just hit it.
Doing good.
You come to the Four Seas, they don't know how to ride, but they're riding their horses and they're tracking steers out, and they got this big old smile on their face. Guess what? That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're having fun. That's what life's about.
It really is, because, I mean, there's obviously a lot of guys here that are doing this pretty serious, right? But there's a lot of guys here that this is their hobby. Like, this is fun time for them.
This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah, this is supposed to be
blue-collared cowboys.
Yeah, that's America.
They got their brackets, so everybody sat in their brackets where it's not like you got a sandbagger that's going to come in and whip all them, take it. Everybody sat, so everybody
have the same opportunity to win as they're roping against their own group of ability. Right. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and over here, if the steer doesn't match the herd or stops or something, they'll give you another one.
Yeah,
I seen them do that earlier.
Yeah,
a steer come out, a steer stop. We were over here waiting on Brandon. Steer come out, steer stop. The guy went, roped it, and then his heeler missed. It was a whole mess. And the flagger rode up to him and said, "Come back around. We'll give you another one."
Cut out, and he's not going to. He won't be back.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's cool as cool can be,
That is. Make it fair for everybody.
We were talking to Tara Hill last night, the lady that has the steers there at the NFR, and I asked her that. I said, in the bull riding or the rough stock, those guys get a re-ride if something goes wrong. But do you guys ever get a rerun? And her and Caesar are like, nope. Like, I mean, literally the steer could go out there and...
You nod your head, he's yours.
Yeah.
He does.
Do anything he wants to do once he leaves that chute, and you're kind of screwed, so.
Well, you got so much money over here, they're like, hey, if the steer stop, like, you're going to get a fair opportunity. That's what I like about the World Series.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
But you spend so much money in it, and you have so much money, like, it's a $2,000 or $2,500 entry fee here. Mm-hmm. They're going to make it fair for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, even at the regular events.
Yeah.
I mean, if the cow sits up, or sometimes if the ride, because everybody's a beginner, in the low number ropings, and they might mess up the cow just a tad, and I'm going to go and say it. You know what? Rerun.
Yeah.
And everybody's fair with that.
Yeah.
Everybody is fair. Everybody has the same opportunity to go and win.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's not like Gilbert and I, when we first started roping, there's some places we used to go to. If we got outran, and it's not because our horses ain't fast enough, sometimes they would say, nope, no big deal. But if that cow is one of those cows that out of 100 head, and no one can catch them, they'll give you a rerun.
Yeah,
They make it fair for everybody, and I think that's what everybody likes.
Yeah, I really like that this morning. I see him, because I thought to myself, man, that's shitty, that guy drew, just the instant thought in my head, that's shitty, that guy drew that steer that stopped,
It's so hard to put a set of steers together, 100 set that are the same, you know what I mean?
That's going to be hard.
It's impossible,
but it shows a lot that they're working on it, you know what I mean? And they're going to change those things up.
When Gilbert was putting on the team ropings, a bunch of team ropings, and there's that one bullet in the bunch, Gilbert put tape around his horns and go, okay, if you rope them under this, you get $500.
The Budweiser steer.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it. So we're gonna let you guys get out of here and get back to getting ready to rope. But I gotta, all my bull riding friends would be mad if I didn't ask you guys this. Each one of you, favorite bull and favorite ride.
There's several, but one of my everybody loves blueberry wine.
Oh man.
And they're gonna say, Gilbert, we love that blueberry wine. You're 96 points, but one of my rankest rides I've ever done or been on was a bull called Crossfire Hurricane.
Oh yeah.
I was 94 points on that bull, won a F-150 Dodge truck, or Ford truck at the time in Guthrie, Oklahoma. And that was my rankest ride. I've been on some. I've rode.
That ride when you rode Blueberry Wine was pretty
That
rough.
was awesome. There's an event. We went to Adam's wife's from Cheney, Washington, and Adam at the time was chasing Heidi, his girlfriend at the time. So we go up to a little pumpkin rodeo, and we talked to the.
I added $500.
Yeah, added a little $500 added. We talked to the contractors. I think Big Ben had it at the time.
Flying Five.
Flying Five.
Yeah, Big
Line 5.
And Clint, what's his name? Corey. Who was their flank man?
Corey's last name.
Yeah, Corey. I can't remember. Anyways, and we said, what bulls you gonna put out on Saturday? If we come up to your event, your show up there. Because we're just gonna have some just good spinners for you guys coming up. I said we're gonna come up.
Good practice bull
Just
spinners.
nice little little spinners.
Make a good show. We get there. We get to the airport, pick us up. I got my gear bag. We're walking by the pens, and I'm like, I don't see any spinners. I see all the freaking the
Eliminator pin or the rank pin of the
They
NFR.
got the sticker still. The
Still got the glue on it.
So I draw K9. Okay.
Dog face.
Dog face.
He was PR Shade Bull of the Year.
Oh yeah, he was.
Adam draws reserve runner-up to Bull of the Year.
Yeah, I wonder how that worked out.
Just on a regular rodeo. Just
Probably shouldn't have called ahead.
And I'm like, man, but I didn't want to be
Right.
to go turn them out. Like, I was like, screw it, we're here, we're going to get on. Adam gets thrown off.
Oh, I get
freaking
this
start.
shit hooked out of me.
And I'm sitting on my bull and I'm looking at it.
In front of my girlfriend and all of her family and friends and wife.
Oh,
Right? I mean, all their people are there, and I'm like,
just get the
I'm
shit
a
hooked out of
bitch,
here.
right?
the dirt off your face. Like,
Oh yeah.
And then, I don't know how, I rode this bull. I rode him with my eyes closed. I hold the second highest marked ride in the PRCA. I'm 95 points off of K9.
you go.
He's at a 500 rodeo. And I'm like, oh, dang. But no, one of my favorite bulls was Blueberry Wine at Crossfire Hurricane.
Oh yeah, Blueberry Wine, man. When he just went fading across, it was a beautiful thing.
I got on that bull 3 times. And the first time, he took me off pretty quick and run me over. The second time, they said I slapped him, and it was for 80,000 during I forgot, a bull match deal, and they said I slapped him to win 80,000. The week later, I have him in Albuquerque, and that's when I ride him for 96 points.
There you go.
And that bull, I guarantee you, he didn't weigh. It sounds crazy. I bet he didn't weigh 1,200 pounds.
No, probably not.
Little bitty
He was
guy.
small. Yep. All right, guys. Well, we sure appreciate it. We'll let you get back to roping and getting ready to rope. You're still roping, right?
Yes,
Yep.
I'm roping in the second.
You're retired for
I'm
the
done.
day?
Me, Gilbert roped. I'm done, but I do have to say this.
Yeah.
So there's my favorite bull, or
Oh yeah, we got to hear this.
one of my greatest rides ever. And what's crazy is I had some fan message me on Facebook, and he goes, I was looking at, on the PBR website and whatnot, and he goes, you rode Mossy Oak Mudslinger. I said, yeah.
Cool bull.
And I said, I've been looking for that video forever, and I can't find it. And he goes, and then you're 97 points on a bull in Springfield, Arkansas. I said, yeah, I was. And he goes, let me do some research. A year later,
Yeah.
just no more than a couple weeks ago, he messaged me back. He goes, check out this video. And it was me on Mudslinger. And I was the first guy to ride that bull. I was 94.5 points and won
Nice.
Columbus, Ohio on him.
Holy shit! Remember?
I posted that the other day.
Yeah, I see.
Just because I posted that, and then I said, heading to Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Man, do you guys remember that Mossy Oak Mudslinger? He was in front of like grocery stores and stuff.
yeah.
They had
Yeah, the little-
quarter machines and
Yeah.
everything about that bull. So that was pretty cool. But all right, man. Well, I think we need to go over and see these boys at the Four Seas. Huh?
For sure.
Yeah,
It's a sweet spot.
I like it over there.
Sweet spot over there.
All right.
You guys are ever in Odessa or Midland?
We'll come
I
through.
opened up a big yard. My new big yard's in right on Wall Street, right downtown Odessa.
There you go.
Midland.
So
Yeah.
my daughter's gonna go to college at Baylor, so we're gonna be back and forth that
Oh,
road a bunch. I
Rodeo,
bet.
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Yes.
Sure appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
No, thank you, sir.